into this preseason action. So you can mention anything you saw, but we'll focus here on the young quarterbacks we had out here. Specifically, well, the biggest news so far, the young quarterbacks, AR-15, now AR-5.
Yeah, we don't go. Yeah, hey yo, we don't talk about AR-15s on here, nephew.
Oh shit! Hey, y'all don't cancel us, bro. No gun violence around here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, AR Anthony Richardson is now he started the official number one quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts.
So the crazy thing to me was he was surprised. He was so surprised to be named starting quarterback. That doesn't sound right. You know what I'm saying? You should. Well, he's that surprised. Everybody else around him was surprised, but I mean, the only way he can really improve is by getting some reps and playing. So hopefully they can keep him upright. Everybody was talking about the Colts the last 3-4 years as being a top talented team, but I ain't really seen it like that. So we'll see. Hopefully they can keep him up.
Yeah, big guys. I mean, like we say all the time, he has all the tools, speed, size. Like Cam, or he's how big is he? 6'4", 244, almost the same measurables as Cam.
Yeah.
Speed, fast as hell, faster than Cam actually.
Yep.
And just the arm, his arm rivals anybody's arm in the league. You see him sidearming just without even putting his torso in it. Just
showing plays. He's fundamentally not there yet, but he's physically gifted. So, but he seems like a good dude. He seems like a guy who's focused on his craft, who seems like he's working hard every week. So, hats off to him for putting in the hard work to get to the point where he'll be a starter. Hopefully they'll coach him up and he'll have a successful career.
And this and then, he has the offensive coordinator who's now their head coach, and Shane Steichen, who helped Jalen Hurts out a lot. I mean, is he like we're really going to see if Steichen is the QB whisperer to dual threat quarterbacks with this just tremendous ability?
Yo, they out here blindsiding these brothers, taking the credit for their natural gifts. I'm just saying, man. So, yes, Shane, he's a good coach so far, but we got to stop giving these coaches so much credit for all the work that these young men are putting in. Like Jalen Hurts, I mean, yeah, he wasn't trash when he got to Philadelphia. So they act like that coach built him into this MVP level player. But yeah, he showed us some things, but it was all the hard work that these guys are putting in. So we'll see. Out here blindsiding these dudes, man. I'm tired of everybody taking credit for the hard work that these young men are doing.
You got a point. Because I say the same thing about Daniel Jones in the New York Giants. They're like, oh, Brian Daboll and everything. I'm like, yeah, he's talking, but Daniel Jones has been fast, and he was a first-round QB.
Yeah.
And the guy, he stopped making the mistakes and everything. So you got to give credit to him for really executing. And, this guy got to the point he was running damn near every other play. So, he put the work in to get to where he needed to be. So you got a solid point there, for real.
Appreciate it, nephew. And then these other young guys coming up. Let's talk about Bryce.
You found Bryce.
He played well. He played well considering how much under pressure he was from the Jets, who have one of the top rushing defensive in the NFL. So it's really hard to gauge what he's going to look like week to week when your first game is against one of the top rushing defenses. So.
And it's a good secondary. So they're rushing fast. The secondaries holding receivers. You need more time to get them open. Then that could be tough. And they're probably telling Bryce like, "Hey, man, it's preseason. We know you can do this by time, make these plays here and there, but it's just preseason. So don't wild out, or not wild out, but don't extend yourself.
Don't take
in the position. Yeah, in the position where you don't have to. And A lot of folks are saying practice for the Panthers was really good against the Jets in the co-training camps.
Mm-hmm.
They said that was good. The O-line was blocking really well. And they're like, oh, what happened in that game? It could just be a bad day, bad game, maybe some nerves for those guys. And I'm thinking at a point, maybe Bryce Young's mobility in those practices wasn't the same as in the game because, the games, in the joint practice, you can't touch the quarterback in practice, at any division, high school, peewee, or whatever. So maybe that did factor big time into the outcome of, how they played specifically.
At least he looked comfortable. He didn't look like he didn't know what he was doing out there. There's guys last year. What's the old Jets QB? They got benched. I don't want to pull
Darnold.
Not Darnold. There's a QB last year.
Zach Wilson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, he was shook.
Yeah, he was shook. So Bryce didn't look like he was uncomfortable on the field under pressure, like a lot of these guys do. Like Zach, that was his second year starting at quarterback, and he looked like shook. Good word, but Bryce looked like he'll get there. And the offensive line, who was one of their strengths, was like uncharacteristically out of sorts this week. So we'll see how they look next Friday night against the Giants.
Friday night, yeah, that's
defense. That's good though. It's good, and they're saying Bryce will be out there the same amount of plays. So Bryce will be on the field for at least 10 snaps, 10, 11 snaps. So.
But you had to wince a little bit at the first hit that got on the practice. Hey man, look, we joking, but hey, can I just say that one picture where he was shaking Brian Bird's hand in the locker room? I looked at it again yesterday. Bro, that picture it's a real picture, but that picture is edited. I know it is. There's no way in hell.
It might just be the angles.
Or something, because
that man's son.
Bro, Burns is literally more than a foot taller than him in that picture. There's no way. That picture is false.
Yeah. He's not that small. I was reading the comments. They're like, yeah, there's other small quarterbacks. Bryce is going to be okay. I'm saying I think he's going to be okay due to his intelligence. But at the same time, if we could give some HGH to grow up a little bit bigger, that would be a good move. It is what it is. Who else made a debut? Let's talk about Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. So I'm hearing things saying the plays that were given to him and where he was throwing it to were just like simple little manager check down throws.
Yeah.
He did air one out, lob a good touchdown, a little good touchdown spotting pass. It's like it's pretty much like what we've been hearing. We're not seeing a lot that's like, oh damn, that's Jordan Love right there. And at the same time, we're not seeing the part where it's like, hey, I got to take him out the game. So it looks like manager status.
Yeah, I mean, he could be a competent quarterback. I mean, they said the same thing about a lot of guys when they first start and take over, especially falling behind a legend. So we'll see. Let's give Jordan Love some time to develop. At least he's not looking like Trey Lance out there. So,
dude, all right, and on Lance. So I was going to do my Lance Anthony Richardson comparison. So they both didn't start too much in college, or I guess they had enough experience. So Richardson, he played 24 games. He started for Florida his last season. What in the SEC? Now let's say in the SEC. Top athlete, right? Top athlete, top tools. And you look at Lance. Lance played 19 games, and the COVID
college was
San Diego, no, South Dakota State.
Yes,
that's where Wentz went.
Yeah, you already got L for that.
Hey, bro, you saw the picture of him practicing with the helmet. What was the Eagles helmet? The Colts jersey and the Washington shorts, or I might have it backwards.
Man, but I
got he looking for work. He looking for work, bro. But yeah, Lance is just I don't know. It almost seems like, I mean, yes, he probably needs more time. Well, obviously.
How much more time you gonna give him? I mean,
Pass.
this is like year 3, right? This is year 3.
This is the third year.
So,
But
if you're all right, so year 1 is your year 1, right? You're trying to get into the routine, developing your body, figuring out how like everything works to be a professional. So year 2, he got hurt. So yeah, I get it. But when you're like sitting out of playing the game, he's not studying, he's not doing walkthroughs, he's not spending the time like to actually learn the craft and like immerse himself in football. So I mean, coming into this year, is your make it or break it year, he don't look hungry, man. I'm just saying, he does not look. He had 1 touchdown, but it was a fluke. I know y'all saw that.
That wasn't even. That wasn't even. I almost said it was a ricochet, but it wasn't. He threw it into the defenders. He threw it into the bad basket, and it just bounced out and went into the right basket. Like, bro, what?
It was a horrible throw. So yeah, he's gonna be like Zach Wilson. He's gonna be Zach Wilson soon. He just doesn't seem. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. They're lucky that they have Purdy, and they're lucky that Sam Darnold's back there. So
yeah, they got really lucky with Purdy for sure. It's like, all right. So I was thinking about this today. Did Kyle Shanahan, did they get ahead of them? They definitely got ahead of themselves with this pick. I mean, you can say there's a lot of bust on draft picks, but I feel like they really got ahead of themselves on this one.
Because
remember, they took him before Fields.
That's what I was about to say.
And if Mac Jones was playing for San Francisco, Mac Jones would be flourishing with San Francisco.
Yeah. He would look a lot better than, man, Trey Lance. I just hope that he like works hard enough. I don't even know what to say. There's other people that are saying he's not working hard with the system and not working to learn enough, because he's supposed to be physically gifted, but there's not anything that he does that makes you say, man, that dude's arm is amazing.
Yeah.
Or, man, that dude's out there, his speed is amazing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like, what did I say this all the time. I tell Jay that I'm like, bro, I don't understand how they took Lance over Fields. Like, I'm thinking they got ahead of themselves. It's like, all right, he's enough of a raw prospect to where I can just mold him into what I want him to be, and it's just going to be like that. It's almost like you're too smart. It's almost like a too smart for yourself situation.
Because even you were comparing him to Anthony Richardson. You can look at Anthony Richardson and tell that dude's the freak of nature. You can look like the eye test of watching this guy like throw a football. Like, he has amazing arm strength. You watch that dude get out of the pocket. You can watch the way that he moves running the ball.
And a lot of it
doing that with Trey Lance.
And a lot of quarterback is just purely confidence. I mean, what's your pro comparison for Anthony Richardson? Cam, right? We'd say roughly Cam. Just think of how much he was able to do just because he's like, okay, I'm confident. Oh, I'm faster than him. I'm about to outrun him. I'm going to stiff arm him. Oh, I can get that in there. Like, make it happen. And then getting Anthony Richardson out there early, which that didn't happen when he was the top 3 pick. Getting him out there early, you're really going to see, like, how much is it going to take to shake him up and whatnot, and that's the quarterback position. I remember watching the Netflix thing, the quarterback, it just takes a lot. Toughness, like just getting hit so many times and getting back up. I've thrown an interception, having the confidence to go out there when people were booing you and whatnot. It's just and having to answer to your team like, oh, snap, this or whatever. You're really going to see like what he's made of in the first few games of the season. I feel like
you can see that Anthony Richardson is a confident young man that carries himself with the swagger that he needs to have to be a leader of men. But Trey Lance, I haven't seen that. He seems like he's doubting himself. Lamar Jackson, when Lamar Jackson came into the league, like Lamar Jackson knew who he was. He knew he knew who he was. We just needed to catch up. Like Cam knew who he was. We needed to catch up. like it's hard for me to doubt Bryce because Bryce is so comfortable in his own skin. So, like, I don't see that in Trey Lance. So these guys, you're right. If they don't have the confidence in themselves, then how the hell are they going to be the leader of a football team?
Yeah, for sure. Some other young guy quarterback, CJ Stroud. So going into that game, I was like, I'm not taking unless he balls out. I'm not taking anything away until the next preseason game because Bill Belichick's probably the greatest defensive mind in football, one of them. And what is he amazing at specifically? Freaking breaking young quarterbacks.
Yeah. Not losing young quarterbacks.
No, he doesn't. So that game right there, I'm like, yeah, CJ Stroud did this game. He threw that one in the
He seems comfortable at least.
Yeah.
At least, and the team is confident in his ability. Like, I'm not really worried about CJ like that. He'll get there. Sam Howell actually played decently.
Mm-hmm.
Was surprise for the Washington.